What's up YouTube? My name's Tebexi and today I'm bringing you day 2 and final day of our KB Wonder 0 to Hero Challenge. So, the video is a little bit delayed because I've had a lot of IRL stuff coming up the last couple of days, which means it might not be as fluent as the other ones because I don't really prepare any of these because that would take too much time. I just talk about what I need to say. And then I kind of hope I don't forget anything. So, KB Wonder, we retired it after a 4-hour and a 7-hour playing session. This is 11 hours of gameplay. Not because it was too weak, but because it was kind of dumb. Because it's not Val Ice Nova, but I don't really see how I can make it better. I'll explain. First, I'll show you something. So I have 2 clips lined up, which was the first and the second time we broke the monolith in Val Ice Nova timings. This is the first one. I click the monolith here, and then we're gonna look at the timer to see when it actually full clears. I think it should be about now. Yeah, there we go. Full clear at like the 9-second mark, which is like 1 second slower than Val Ice Nova. And then obviously you have to run around a little, but it's like not that bad. But yeah, so I'll show you the next one, and then I'll come to the point where I think it's not getting any better. So again, monolith, we're gonna check the time. We're gonna break it out at 11 seconds. This is actually faster than Val Ice Nova. So this brings me to the point where I was like, how do I make this better? The build revolves entirely around exploding gloves, chaining, Herald of Ash, or proccing when Herald of Ash kills something, making for more explosions. Herald of Ash being scaled with a 4-link, with 2 storm firings, and then just a decent amount of Biz Jewel stacking to overkill the white mobs, so the Herald of Ash has some base damage to scale off of. Now, how do I make this better? Well, to be quite honest with you, I don't know. Because the only way I can make this better is by making Herald of Ash have like 3 times as much AoE. And I don't really know how to do that. I also don't think there is a way to do this. Unless you're giving up immense amount of movement speed. So if anything, I think I'd rather gain movement speed, which is something you can do. Like you can drop the boots, get a better Jade Flask, and then get 7 leaks. You can drop I can get a Watcher's Eye, or you can probably drop Heralds or something, or get like Enlightened 4s, stuff like that. Maybe fit in a Grace, and then get a movement speed Watcher's Eye. And there's probably like a lot of things you can do. But then again, Shield Charge is super OP, like actually super OP. Like this is pretty fast, so it's not even that. It's just that, I don't know, the build feels really good for what it does right now, and it feels like it can't really get any better if I want to use this particular skill setup, because I don't think also Herald of Ice is a degen. It doesn't insta-kill the monsters, or at least not the monsters that are, that need the damage. Yeah, which delays it as well, obviously. That also is a thing. But yeah, clearing the Legion at like the 5th second mark is just good. It's just solid. And then the only thing for me to do was like play 25 more hours to min-max my movement speed. But I think you guys are well equipped enough to understand how to scale the movement speed, right? You can, again, get more MS on the boots, 7 leaks with non-enchant, then make it up by getting a Jade Flask. You can maybe get more levels, puff to a natural. But yeah, I decided not to do that because I think once the build works, it's not really worth my streaming time to like make it the last 3% better. Anyhow, for the 3, pick up the 1 projectile node because it's pretty good. I mean, you could probably drop it, but I puff out here, pick up this node for strength and intelligence. This is movement speed. I travel down here because I think long shot is really, really good. I played around with point blank, it's actually pretty good. These nodes are pretty OP for Queen, gives you movement speed and evasion and attack speed, pretty good. With 1 leech node, random socket. All of my jewels were like 1 KLC each, besides a couple which I'll show later. Multi, acrobatics, socket, some life nodes, some wood nodes, no strength node because strength is an issue. The pathing might look a little weird, but it actually is the most efficient pathing at this point of levels. Eventually, if you have a lot more levels, you're probably gonna path this way. But yeah, this saves points, and these are not that efficient at this point in, yeah, at this level. I don't think that's worth. Path to the Witch, pick up a socket, pick up Arcing Blows, which is OP. Multi, the wand nodes. I went the left side because I can't sustain mana anyhow, so attack speed's kind of useless. Wand Slinger, Alchemist, pretty important. Blast Radius, pretty important. A power charge and a socket. So in this tree, I only have random yellow, random rare jewels. I guess this one might have been more expensive. I don't know. This one could have been like maybe 10 KLs or 15. I don't know. Like nothing super crazy. The rest is literally 1 chaos jewels. Like literally, I never paid more than 1 chaos besides for the onslaught jewels, and then I also paid an okay amount for my evasion while moving jewels. I guess it's only 1. I think I had 2, but I seem to remember having 2. Maybe I dropped 1 because I only needed 1 anymore. Yeah, I can't see 1. Alright, so I only have 1. This one probably is like 25 to 30 KLs. But yeah, these are like 1 KL each. And don't make fun of me, please. But I couldn't come up with an upgrade for my amulet. I'm using a blue amulet. It needs strength. So I put it on level 60 and I never replaced it. So you can, there's a lot of things you can get here. You can get a quantity neck, you can get, you know, percent evasion neck, really good life. Something multi-mode with non-chaos as chaos. There's a lot of things you can get here. But again, I didn't need damage, I didn't need resists, I didn't need life. I didn't need anything. I needed clear speed, if anything. But I don't think the build can get any more. For T2 maps, that is, obviously, right? So gear-wise, I'm using... Oh, actually, there's one upgrade I wanted to buy, which the guy wasn't online, and he whispered me back later on as I was asleep, which was a crit chance. A crit chance in KOE double corrupted Piscators for 50 chaos. And then if I had an in crit chance implicit Piscators, I would have considered running increased crit strikes in my links and swapping to a Madeline's Fallacy for like 300 or something crit multi. That's probably the end game play, but I couldn't get a wand. There's only 4 for sale in softcore right now, and they were all offline when I was playing the build. So yeah, gear-wise, I'm using a Piscators because it's cheap. If you want to scale up your damage better, you want to essence spam or yeah, you can alt spam as well, but yeah, essence is probably easier. You want to essence spam a shaped wand for, you know, with really good lightning damage essences, and you want to hit 2 prefixes which are lightning damage and elemental of extra chaos C1, and then you can suffix scour and multi-mode crit chance attack speed, and that'll outperform this wand by a decent amount. But again, damage is not the problem. Damage, we have plenty. We have more than enough damage to make the chain work. Light Poacher, because it has resists, it has the sockets, it has life recovery, and it has spirit charges, which on Deadeye actually are pretty good because they chain and they actually have decent clear. Ashes Mirror, because Ashes Mirror is the baseline of our damage. It's where our majority of flat damage comes from, that as well as added lightning. But yeah, besides that, we don't really have any. Like if we look at here, it's like we don't have that much base lightning, so it's only on jewels, and it's like Ashes Mirror scales are, you know, built to a decent amount of flat damage as soon as we've killed. So yeah, again, I'm using a random amulet. I can't believe I'm making a build guy using a blue amulet, but yeah, I never ended up upgrading it. I'm using a queen for the movement speed. I'm using 2 Stormfires because I explained I'm trying to scale Herald of Ash damage, so it kills the rares. So I don't have to pay attention to where I shoot or what I shoot. If the Herald kills everything, I just have to like Kinetic Blast in a circle and we're Gucci. I'm using Asenad's Gentle Touches. Again, you could get a weak on hit here to increase your damage further. It's pretty good, but let's be honest, I didn't need it at all. It might help a little bit, but I felt fine as it was. I'm using a Darkness Enchant. Probably want to use a rare Stygian Vice with elemental damage, lightning damage, life, weapon elemental damage, but this did just fine. And I'm using a pair of boots with 30 movement speed, some cold risk because I like that, and 500 evasion because that's what I needed to, I think, hit cap. I didn't even hit cap at all, but yeah, with a better Jade Flask I would have hit cap. But I never got one. Because yeah, well, the build kind of got retired faster than I thought it would. So 33k, 105 or 185 base. We can scale that up a little higher if we end up maxing out our queen. So as for links, I'm using Shield Charge, Fortify, and Faster Attacks. The new Shield Charge is actually OP for once. Then I have Pierce socketed in my Light Poacher, as well as the 2020 Faster Projectiles, which I currently using my Val Fireball build, and I forgot to swap it over before the guide, so I'm sorry for that. But yeah, Faster Projectiles is your second link, and then it's also linked to Chain. I think honestly, eventually, if I would have kept on playing the build, I would have bought a 1-socket one with the KB enchant, because I think I'd prefer having more projectiles, and I would have linked GMP. I think that is worth more than a socket. But I bought a 2-socket one initially because it gave me another socket and I needed the damage when I was level 60. Herald of Ice, Curse on Hit, Assassin's Mark. These are interchangeable. I think it's perfectly fine to do an LD week to again scale your Herald further. But Assassin's Mark caps your crit chance, which is also pretty nice. My 6th link is, what is it? Kinetic Blast linked to Lightning, GMP, Ice Bite, Wed, and Chain. Because I'm a Deadeye, I want my Light Poacher things to chain. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna use, well, I'm gonna chain anyhow. So I don't want to go Pierce. So it's either Fork or Chain. And I tried Chain and it feels amazing to clear them all with. So there's that. Level 1 Precision, a Flame Dash, Portal, and then a 4-link Herald of Ash, which is Herald of Ash, Burning Damage, Swift Affliction, and Ink AoE. Flask-wise, we're using, I'm gonna do this, oh wait, not that, this. Flask-wise, I'm using an Alchemist Quicksilver of Adrenaline, because it's a Zoom Flask, it's mandatory in almost every build nowadays. I'm using a Perpetual Diamond Flask of Heat, no reason for the prefix, you can use a Chemist, well you should use a Chemist. But I just altered until I had an open suffix and I beastcrafted on Heat, because again we're playing on a budget. I bought a, mediocre old Dying Sun. For like 40 chaos, I think. And then we're using the Queen of the Forest combo. You want a Jade Flask of Reflexes, ideally an Alchemist, that scales your evasion up higher, way higher, and then a Stib Knight of Staunching, because the Stib Knight has the 100% increased evasion implicit, which scales up your evasion again to cap your Queen of the Forest. So yeah, I don't know, there's really not much to say about the build. You can scale it so much further, but the question is, or the thing is, what are you gonna scale? You're gonna scale its damage, its life, its movement speed, right? Its movement speed, sure, because that'll make you pick up loot faster, but the life, honestly, it had 2k life, it's a range build, it deletes everything off screen. I hit level 80 something. What is it? Can't see it, my headset in the way. 84. In like almost no maps. Now why am I saying this? Because I had to buy XP on the Ice Nova character, remember? I had to buy Coward Strauss to actually get XP. This character can go to 88, 91 in Glaciers really easily, because it almost never dies. Like if you play correctly, you're never gonna die. And there is so much room for upgrade, right? You can get like an actual life necklace. You can get like some life on your jewels. Like these jewels are literally just T3, T3, T3 jewels, like generally across the board. Maybe some, you know, maybe one extra mod on there or something to make up for, like, you know, look at this one, T3, T6, and then attack speed while crit, and then growable crit chance, which nobody cares about. My jewels are super bad, but I bought all of them for 1 KLC each because I needed some damage when I started playing, right? And I never ended up having to upgrade them because I don't know, I didn't need any more damage. The build just felt fine. So yeah, upgrading damage is kind of pointless if you want to farm glaciers. And then the only thing you can really do is find AoE. Finding AoE is pretty hard because the only things I can think about are a double corrupt and a carcass jack. But if you use a carcass jack, you lose so much movement speed that I don't even think it's worth it. So yeah, so for what it does, the build's just fine on this budget. I'll show you the budget real quick. So these are the things we bought. You already saw all of this. This is like day 1 stuff. And then day 2, we bought a Shroud of the Lightless as a 5-link to start off of. And then I dropped that when I 6-linked my queen and like 600 or 700 fusings. And then a Dying Sun for 40, Light Poetry for 10, some Chrome to fix my gear. I got a Quicksilver for 50C. I bought the Evasion Jewels for 30, and I bought my 2 Stormfires for 2 KLC each. That's all I did, and then the build just felt amazing. So yeah, if you want to clear glaciers on a budget, this might actually be your bet. It's a lot better than I initially thought it was going to be. I liked it a lot because KB is amazing. But I also wanted to play Val Fireball with an OP jewel I found with a lot of flask effect, having like 6 to 7 Val Fireball charges and being able to pop them all at once. Felt really, really good, or sounded really, really good. It actually feels really, really good as well now that I'm doing it. So yeah, I ended up retiring the build because it was kind of finished. That's all there's to say honestly about it. It just works. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, you're free to leave a comment or to jump by on stream so I can just explain. Otherwise, if you like the video, please hit the subscribe button. And then I guess I'm gonna prepare for my stream where you can also, you know, come and ask any questions, which is twitch.tv/dbxe, where we're currently playing a Val Fireball. Probably gonna spam some T5 burials because, well, Val Fireball turns out to be pretty good in burials. Being able to spam 5-6 of them and just, you know, run around is a lot of fun. Anyhow, for now I would like to thank you for watching, and I guess I catch you guys in the next video.